Hey, it's Baz, filmmaker, dad, and the guy behind 20 Minute Gamer. Today I'm playing Far Cry 1, the very first game in the Far Cry series, which I played on Steam for Windows. Now, I've been a fan of the series since Far Cry 2 dropped on the Xbox 360. I actually played it to death. It's still probably one of my favourite games of all time, and it's definitely my favourite Far Cry game, with Far Cry 4 coming in a close second. I've played every game in the series since then, but weirdly I never spent much time with the original. I always knew it existed and that it leaned more into sci-fi territory, unlike the later, more grounded entries. So I figured, why not go back and see where it all started? I'm quite keen to play through all the games, and this is a good place to start. Far Cry was developed by Crytek and released in 2004. It was one of the first games to use the Cry engine, which later powered Crysis. Ubisoft later took the series in a different direction, but this original title laid the groundwork with open-ended combat, lush island environments, and a hint of mad science. It was cutting edge at the time, and it helped set the tone for tropical shooters in the early 2000s. Story. The opening throws you in as Jack Carver, a grumpy bored guy with the emotional range of a wrecking ball. You wake up shipwrecked on a remote island with gun-toting mercs swarming the place. There's vague talk of a woman you're supposed to find and some shady Japanese research project being muttered about on a radio, but overall it's as clear as swamp water. Your radio contact's guidance isn't exactly inspiring, it's mostly telling you to stay quiet, which is hilarious considering how loud the explosions get. The story's not doing any heavy lifting here, it's more point, shoot, repeat than any real narrative hook. Honestly, if you're looking for plot, you're in the wrong jungle.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, for starters, how about the fact that I haven't turned you in?
Score, 4 out of 10. Controls. You've got a standard first-person shooter setup here. WASD to move, mouse to aim, you've got jump, crouch, it's all there, but something fell off. The mouse sensitivity was so twitchy, it felt like I was trying to aim while riding a jet ski. Even turn right down didn't help much. The shooting mechanics are a bit frustrating. Enemies seem to soak bullets unless you're close enough to smell their aftershave. For some reason I found the AI to be pretty brutal. Even on normal difficulty, enemies spotted me through walls, trees, and I swear the space-time continuum. Stealth is laughable. I once dropped into a room after creeping in through an air vent and was immediately shredded before I even saw the guy. For a game that encourages quiet infiltration, it really doesn't give you the tools for it. Score, 4 out of 10. Atmosphere. I'll give it this, the island looks lush. The water glistens, the palm trees sway, and for a brief moment you might think you're on holiday, until you're sniped from 300 meters away. There's a real contrast between the serene setting and the absolute chaos of gunfights, which does give it some charm. But immersion breaks fast when you're dying constantly. It became less lost in a mysterious jungle and more stuck in an early 2000s rage simulator. I ended up watching the clock more than watching the scenery, and that's never a good sign. Score, 5 out of 10. Music and sound. The ambient music is actually quite nice. It's ethereal drones that make the island feel kind of magical. But then the bullets start flying and the shouting begins.
You want some? Oh!
The voice acting is peak cheese. Jack sounds like he's trying out for a bargain bin action movie, and the bad guys are straight from generic villain academy.
Some punk in a red Hawaiian shirt. If you see him, call me at once. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
I'm heading out.
It did kind of make me feel nostalgic though. There's a Command and Conquer era energy to the delivery. It's not good, but it's definitely memorable. So if you're into vintage cheese, then this might be your fondue.
There's an exit that will lead to a small camp. Be careful as you go. This area is crawling with mercenaries.
By the way, name's Jack Carver.
Score, 6 out of 10. Graphics and style. So for a 2004 game, it's surprisingly good looking. The environments are vibrant, the water effects are genuinely lovely, and the tropical setting still feels alive. Character models are detailed, although Jack's fashion choices make him look more like he's moonlighting as an arms dealer. Enemies felt reasonably varied for the time, and I appreciated that not everything was highlighted. Finding ammo felt like a proper scavenger hunt. The contrast between the island paradise and the sci-fi horror stuff hinted at later on is a great design decision, even if the gameplay didn't keep me long enough to appreciate it. Score, 7 out of 10. Gameplay. My 20 minutes were mostly spent dying, to be honest. Dying a lot. Sneaking didn't work, and full frontal assault only worked when I got really lucky. That said, once I found a vehicle, which was a car with a mounted gun, everything changed. Blasting down the beach, mowing down enemies, and feeling like a tank was a blast. Sadly, that moment was fairly brief. The game teases variety with indoor versus outdoor areas and vehicles, but its mechanics just don't hold up. It's a shooter that wants to be a stealth game without giving you stealth tools. I was hoping for freedom and fun, but I mostly got frustration. Score, 5 out of 10. Standout moment for me was definitely the car rampage. Driving full speed down the beach with machine guns and rockets, flattening everything in my path. It's silly, chaotic fun. It's the only moment that felt like the game I wanted this to be. Final verdict, is this worth 20 minutes? So this one's tough and I feel quite bad saying it. You know, I love the Far Cry series and I really wanted this to be a hidden gem, but it's not. It feels like a different franchise entirely. The tone, the mechanics, and the story just don't match what the series later became. If you're a Die-Hard fan and want to see where it all started, give it a look, but don't expect polish. This one hasn't aged gracefully, and despite a few fun moments, I won't be going back to finish it. Let's just say that Far Cry 2 still holds the crown for me. Final score, 5 out of 10. Have you played the original Far Cry? Did you struggle with the AI too, or am I just getting old and slow? Should Ubisoft give this one a proper remake perhaps? If you're anything like me, you don't have hours to sink into every game, and that's why I test whether a game can hook you in just those first 20 minutes. I'll see you in the next one.
I think they may be keeping Val in the old carrier refueling station. You're going to have to check it out up close, I'm afraid.
Carrier?
Yes, the Japanese name.